Hello YouTube, this is the Florida Rider, coming to you, obviously from the beach. This is the third thing that I'm rolling out for this year, and it's going to be called Beach Chat. It's where I just come to the beach and have a chat. I figure I spend tons of time here, so why not? Today's Beach Chat is going to be about Bluetooth devices for helmets. Now, there are a lot of different brands out there, Sena, Scala, and about 75,000 other ones. And from everything I've seen, they all sound great. I mean, of course, there would be different qualities and things like that, but the idea of being able to hear your Bluetooth in your helmet or communicate with other riders sounds fantastic to me. It sounds so fantastic to me that I'm actually waiting for the Sena 20S to come out so I can buy one. So why am I talking about this? Well, something's occurred to me. People who have these communication tools tend to communicate a lot more with people who have communication tools. These types of devices were never of interest to me until I found out that as of this year, or a few days ago, if I remember correctly, there will be software so you can communicate with people with other brands. The reason I never really cared for it before was because I know several people with these and they all have different brands. So what's the purpose of a communication tool if you can't communicate with anybody you want to who has a similar device? So yes, I'm waiting for the Sena 20S to come out. Now, one thing I've noticed, after having ridden with people with these types of tools before, is that even at traffic lights or other reasons for being stopped, such as heavy traffic, people with these devices tend to only keep communicating with people with these devices. It used to be that traffic lights were, time for idle chit-chat or goofing around or whatever, but I mean, some of these people just chat away on their Bluetooth devices like they're talking on a phone. Of course, they might actually be talking on the phone because these devices can do that. But based on the conversation, a lot of times you can figure out they're still talking to their buddy with the other device. And I don't want to lose the idle chit-chat that happens on motorcycle rides because it's a lot of fun at traffic lights if you talk about the ride or goof around or whatever. There's a lot of camaraderie that I don't want to be lost. Unfortunately, it's going to be. As more and more of these types of devices hit the market, the price will come down, and more people will be able to afford them. And pretty soon it'll be normal. It'll be standard equipment on all helmets in the not too distant future. And if we think about what's already happened as far as communication goes, based on things like texts and things like that, a lot of good conversation is not going to happen. And to me, that's quite sad. These days, having that type of feature on a helmet is not the norm yet. And so therefore, there is still lots of good conversation on the ride. And I'm not one who likes to hold on to the past, and I don't want you to think that I think these devices are bad, because I don't. But I do know the value of good conversation. It's fun to learn about people. It's fun to get to know people that you meet on rides. Especially with these rides that we have now that the internet is bringing us together and making the world a smaller place. I mean, I don't go on rides with new people just to hang out with people I already know. I go on rides to talk to everybody. The art of conversation is slowly dying, and there's no way to keep it from doing so. How often do you unnecessarily send a text these days? You could easily just pick up the phone and call the other person and say, hey, you know what, and blah, 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 and give them the information, but it's just so much more convenient to send a text. I guess that's it. No real point. Just wanted to give you a few thoughts of what's on my mind today. This is a Florida Writer signing off from the beach. Goodbye.